to the whitest house. Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. They suck the blood of the poor and the wick they mouth. The last gas of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the whitest house, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the finest couch, and for the right amount, you can even buy it out.
That's the essence of your entire political identity. You might be a white supremacist.
Can y'all hear me now? Look, see, we messing up because we needed practice. You know what I'm saying? We back though. You know what I'm saying? We hope you didn't miss us too much last week. We had our organizational retreat. We were in DC, you know, chopping it up, you know, eating some good food, you know, supporting Black restaurants.
This is what happens when we got too scared to do this live from the Washington DC airport. This is
100%. I did have my mic. I did think like, nah, they might not let us fly back home if we did it at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Jasiri, Shaheem, Farouk, Miracle, them names don't, you know, they not adding up. You know what I'm saying? They're not adding up to being able to fly safely. But we're back, you know, we're back in the Berg, and we're back on the show. So welcome. I'm Jasiri X. I'm the co-founder, CEO of One Hood Media. If you are unfamiliar with us, and I will pass it to Miracle.
What's up? It's your girl, Miracle, you know, the non-racially ambiguous one. The dark-skinned wonder twin, the one that everyone loves to replace. It's your girl. It's Miracle. It's me.
Oh my God. Welcome.
I did tell
Miracle.
Ferg I was going to say that yesterday, so that's all.
Got you. Mr. NLS, what's going on, my brother?
So now I have a question, man. Do I count as racially ambiguous? Like, can you tell where I come from? Okay, that's my answer.
I don't know. You know what? You do have the indigenous vibe. You know what I'm saying? So you could be, you could be an indigenous brother. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah. At least I look indigenous. That's what's up. So I'm Trevor NLS, never like supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Slightly racially ambiguous, I guess. You can't win them all.
And last but not least, you know what I'm saying? Man with the shades. What's up, brother? Oh, you ain't speaking?
I mean, what? I'm supposed to sit here and just take all this racially ambiguous shit?
How do you know? It wasn't even directed at you. How do you know?
I'm just over here checking boxes for no reason. Which, hey, you know, I got a question though.
They said when it comes to your door, just let him in.
I guess, man. I got a question though.
What's up?
What's wrong? What's been up with white people the past couple weeks, man?
It's been an interesting.
We were off, and they wanted to give us content for our shows.
Clearly.
It has been some interesting conversations around white people that we will get into, hopefully. And it's been a lot. I mean, it's a lot of double standards going on. But we actually wanted to first start with a black man.
But hold on. I'm not done with my question yet. Did everybody take a shower today?
And use a washcloth? Did we use a washcloth as well?
Loofah,
I like a loofah.
You do the loofah? Y'all do the sponge, the loofah?
I have a face sponge and a washcloth.
Did you see when they asked The Rock if he was one of them celebrities? The Rock was like, yo, I shower 3 times a day. Like The Rock was not.
I stay in the shower, man.
Like The Rock was like, I take a cold shower in the morning, a warm shower in the middle of the day, and a hot shower at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's. I don't know. But I guess, man, you got money. You know, I don't know, bro. I
feel like you can be environmentally friendly and clean. You can recycle your water. You can take shorter.
We bougie.
I would hope
we bougie. We like soap.
yeah, right. I would hope everybody on here washes
get wet,
their legs.
turn the shower off, lather, scrub, turn the shower on, rinse. You know,
but it started with, if you remember, the whole. I don't know if it's Showergate is what we're calling it. But you remember, it started with like not washing your legs in the shower.
That's what I said.
Like, that was the first thing. It was like, you know, and the idea that the soap just runs down naturally.
And that's how we should have known that COVID was not going away. That was the first sign that we should have realized that COVID was not going to leave us.
Not even in a pandemic. You ain't washing in a pandemic. But, you know, and then it was an article. I think the New York Times did an article that was like, you know, because people are working from home, they're like washing less and they're okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like,
now I need some context. I need to know how long have they been spacing out their showers? Because that is a valid point. You know, some days during the pandemic, I didn't feel like taking a shower. You know, it's like I didn't go anywhere. I didn't sweat. I'm clean.
See, for me, when people always talk about time travel, like how far back would you want to go back in time? Not far, because people stunk. They ain't have toothpaste. They ain't have I don't want to go back to the 1500s for no reason. You had the plague. You had white people not washing. People was fucking each other's brothers and sisters. No, I'm not. I mean, any of that.
Apparently,
racism,
all that
slavery. Hello.
But all that is still going on now. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I think that's kind of the thing that we're saying, and it's like a thing. But I guess it's chic. I guess if Hollywood celebrities do it, it becomes chic, and it was kind of like.
Wasn't Harvey Weinstein doing a whole bunch of chic shit? I mean, shouldn't that should be the last trend Hollywood people should be jumping?
No, it's white privilege. I know we're jumping ahead, but I think it's white privilege because you think about at the very beginning when we talk about COVID or I forgot the mosquito, the flu, the mosquito virus, the Nile virus, all type of stuff. We kept saying it was because these places were unclean, like these dirty people, these dirty countries, third world, in the global south, they were unclean. That's why all this stuff was happening. And now here we are bragging about the fact that we don't wash our hands and we don't take baths. It's a racial stereotype and I forgot who said it was like if I was a parent, a black parent, and was like my kids don't bathe, somebody would call child services and they'd be at the door by the end of the show, right? 100%. And so this idea that people can be like, I don't bathe my children, they do whatever, I barely bathe myself, it's very, and it's not even indicative of a mental health issue. It's just this privilege of I can just wear my own body scent.
One thing when I was in school, I remember if it would rain, all the white kids would come to school smelling like change.
No.
They smell like nickels.
No. What we're not doing is stereotyping. What we're not doing.
I'm just saying,
stereotyping on the show. And even though you're being facetious, what we're not going to do.
That's Canada, brother. This is the United States of America, where we're patriotic in our so. No, but I think that is. I mean, I think you make a great point, Miracle, because it was. For the longest time, it was, the idea that even the dark skin meant you were dirty. This idea that black people were dirty, we're dirty, the ghetto's dirty, the hood, you know what I'm saying? And so, like you said, if we say, oh no, we don't bathe, we bathe once a week or it's looked at as, oh, well, that's the environment they come from. They come from this dirty ghetto. They don't care about themselves anyway. But like you said, when there's white Hollywood celebrities say it, it's like, oh, well, that's their prerogative and that's what they're allowed to do and you know what I'm saying? And so it is looked differently, but I just would say wash ass. I mean, I don't know if that should be just, hey, you know what I'm saying? I guess once a day, our call to action. Hey, wash ass.
Wash it. Wash behind your ears. Wash your belly button. Most people don't watch your belly. Wash your belly button.
Right. Wash your actual backside. I don't know. That was a whole thing of people not actually washing their actual behind and private wash area. You can boom, you can wash it down or
from front to back.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't wash it. Don't wash from back to front. That's just like a yeast infection. We don't want that.
Preferably lukewarm water, because really hot water, even though it's amazing, can mess up your skin. So preferably lukewarm water. I like to take my showers to be hot. I like to touch the ring of hell when I take my shower. But you're not supposed to do that. I don't know why. I try to take a cold shower, and I was I don't understand. I can't do because I have the option, the privilege.
A cold shower is supposed to be for your mental. to create mental toughness. That's the only reason why.
Activates your vagus nerve. That's why
it's good for your heart. It's good for your heart.
Well, my heart and my mental said no, thank you.
Mine too. And shout out to it's Aquaba where we stayed in DC because they had the bomb baths. They had the bomb. They did. Sit in the bathtub, kind of do your thing. So you know what I'm saying. Shout out to them because I did. Me too. Had the jacuzzi bubbles. Like, come on, man.
Nice.
Like they had the little stuff you could put in the bath. They did it up. You know what I'm saying?
I told y'all could come use my bathtub. I told everybody that, and nobody came.
See, you could have did that. So shout, but Aquaba, they have places in other places, DC, Philly, Black-owned bed and breakfast. Shout out to them. We had a good time. Yes, they are the best. Dr. Russell. So, okay, that's out of the way. Showers are. That wasn't how we necessarily.
What y'all eating?
Nothing.
You gonna see? That's why you racially ambiguous. You gonna look at me in my eyes and lie to me.
Wow. Is this not soul food, brother?
That's what Jay-Z said. Still Negro. That point right there.
Are you good? Are you ready for the show, brother? Okay.
He's over here lying. He's fine.
You can't really talk with a whole bunch of food in your mouth. But anyway, says Poconos. All right. So we wanted to start where we were gonna start, and then we got derailed with Cory Booker. You know what I'm saying? Cory Booker. Apparently this is a close friend of Miracle's. I didn't know until pre-production. Cory Booker is a senator from New Jersey. Cory Booker is, a pretty, he's, a kind of a corny guy, but Cory Booker wanted to make sure everybody knew that he is 1,000% against defund the police. And it's weird to me, how like the call to the real legitimate call to defund the police became not about actually like how much we're paying police, the police, how many like millions, and in some places like LA and New York, Chicago, billions of dollars that we pay the police, and like what we actually get back in return. But it became about like the actual phrase, defund the police. Like, so the phrase became like what everything's about. So Cory Booker wants you all to know that he is and you see, look at his face. Look at he is hype to tell you. He put his tap shoes on, and this brother is ready to get his dance on. So let's play a little bit. What? Yes, I'm saying before we play it.
Nigga head look like a boneless ham.
Damn.
Let's hear it from our brother Cory Booker. Go ahead, John.
This is the highlight of this long and painful and torturous night. This is a gift. If it wasn't complete abdication of Senate procedures and esteem, I would walk over there and hug my colleague from Alabama. And I will tell you right now, thank God, because there's some people who have said that they're members of this deliberative body that want to defund the police, to my horror. And now this senator has given us the gift that finally, once and for all, we can put to bed this scurrilous accusation that somebody in this great esteemed body would want to defund the police. So let all of us, 100 people, not walk, but sashay down there and vote for this amendment and put to rest the lies. And I am sure I will see no political ads attacking anybody here over defund the police. And I would ask unanimous consent to add something else to this obvious bill. Can we add also that every senator here wants to defund the police, believes in God, country, and apple pie? Thank you.
What?
See, this is, I once had a huge crush on Cory Booker, and so I can understand, the disappointment that a lot of people had in this moment. Maybe it was because they've been working finally all day to pass all these bills, and maybe the stress of doing the job, just kind of like he was just happy to go home because it was the end of the day, right? I don't get the exhilaration.
Like that's
the
house
woo!
nigga
It's like,
101.
are we going back to Howard Dean again? Like, what is happening, sir? Like, why are we yelling? Why are we, whatever? Also, point out we don't drug test our senators like we don't drug test our police. And so this idea that like defunding the police is a problematic. What happens if we don't need police? What happens if we reduce the crime in our areas? What happens if we actually invest in the community and then therefore violence and crime stop because we actually listen to people on the ground? What then? The federal government's not going to do their job anymore. It's a terrible amendment from the senator from Alabama. Again, it's a non-binding resolution, so it was just plus and circumstances, but it was just they wasted our money and they could have done something else. They could have passed the For the People Act, legalized cannabis, stopped wars, brought Assata home, free her. That's what they could have done, but no, that's what they
got
did.
us voting rights, that whole thing,
right.
Something the consequences like that.
Thing that might actually help us, but
I extended the moratorium for housing.
Yeah,
we're just spitballing here. You get me?
Cancel student loan debt. Actually help the veterans that they came to love so much. Could have actually mandated mental health support for folks. A lot of things they could have done, but
right. But there's two issues that I have. There's 2 points that I want to make before I come to you, Farouk, and Trouble. One is it's ironic that Cory Booker, became known as being the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and so Newark, one of the blackest cities in America. Remember, Cory lived in a housing project. Like, if anybody should know about this relationship between police and black people, Cory Booker should know it. One, but what's interesting is Newark, New Jersey has actually begun to actually put funding into community organizations. Shout out to Ras Baraka, the mayor. They actually got, I believe it was last year, Not the police didn't fire one shot in Newark, New Jersey. So those things that Miracle talked about, which was investing in community organizations, like building these real relationships with the community, actually leads to a decrease in violence. We're actually seeing that happen in Newark, New Jersey after Cory Booker left. But the thing is, Cory Booker is intelligent. Like Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, these are as a black person, you don't get to be a senator. You have to be exceptionally intelligent. This brother is somebody that's super smart and could actually take the time to break down what defund the police really means. Like, he could do that. He could articulate it in a way that makes sense to his colleagues, makes sense to his constituents, but they don't want to do that. They would rather just reject it outright because they don't like the wording of it, instead of actually looking at a real true call that communities are saying, can we, instead of you always wanting to put billions of dollars in policing us, can you actually use that money to improve the conditions of the places that we actually live? You know what I'm saying? And I think and then the last thing I'll say is, and if Cory Booker thinks that him signing on to this, bro, you're still going to be called some leftist liberal that wants to they're still going to run those same arguments against you, whether you support defund the police or not. Wouldn't it be better to stand with your community? Wouldn't it be better to stand with black people that look exactly like you? Wouldn't it be better to stand with people that have gone through the issues that you've gone through and we've gone through? Because obviously pretty soon we're going to see another police shooting, another high profile police shooting. We know it's coming. We could actually do something to stop it now, but we'd rather do these theatrics and play politics with words. And that's my biggest issue with a lot of these elite black politicians. Ultimately, it's bullshit.
His strategically placed blue tie let us know where his thin blue line politics rested in between that yellow chest of his. I'm not done. It ain't no Ralph though. My nigga.
It was not.
It was not no Ralph. But Miracle, I'm getting fired up today, right? Listen, defunding the police would have allowed you a more enjoyable time that you spent in the housing projects in Newark, New Jersey, right?
100%.
Because if we took some of the money away from the police, we could have put it into public housing. right, to ensure some equity and some equality for all the man them that live in the tenements and in the ends and that. You get me? But no, you instead want to pour more money into the police at a rate where 4 black people are murdered every day by the police, when we are closing down school systems, entire school districts, at an accelerated and expedited rate that is unprecedented in 2020, 2021. You would rather put money in the police than get yourself a better fitting suit. You would rather put money in the police budget than clean up Newark, New Jersey in a way that you know that could be done. Because we already seeing that the community organizations in Newark, New Jersey have proved to be more effective on the streets than the police are. Make sense to me.
Or even Camden, Camden, New Jersey.
Camden
actually not just defunded the police. They basically, this is the eating food episode of This Week. Everybody's eating food. They actually suspended their whole police department and rebuilt it from the ground up. These are things that's happening. That's what I'm saying. You're from New Jersey. They're happening in the places you're supposed to be representing. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wild.
We say this all the time, man. And I know I say this. Some black people are only upset at white supremacy because they ain't created for themselves. And in this situation, you have these elite black politicians, no different than the white elected officials, playing politics with black bodies. And that's what you want to do. You want to use black people as these pawns and political figures
100%.
in your theater.
100%. Trouble, you have anything to say to Mr. Booker?
Yeah, man. It makes me question what these politicians think defund the police means. You know what I'm saying? And I find it super weird that someone like Cory Booker could come from where he comes from and still feel as though the police in the way that they are present now is still very much necessary and needed in the community that he comes from. And it shows me that once these black rappers, politicians, entertainers get a little bit of money, they start powwowing with the police because they know that they'll protect their acquisitions. And once they go from being persecuted to being protected, it's almost like their relationship with police completely changes.
But here's the thing. This is where I will push back, right? Is Cory Booker get pulled over for driving a Lexus or something like that, and he don't have any of his credentials on him. He's just another nigga to get pulled over, right? His politics, his alignment and support of the police aren't going to protect him. And that's what a lot of these politicians, these black politicians, these black elite, they think they can distance themselves from white supremacy with 6-figure salaries and respectability politics and ill-fitting suits and all of that. Nah, you know what I mean? You
sashaying down the aisle.
Sashaying down the aisle. Come on, bro, I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. Yo, you get pulled over, what's going to happen then? They don't give a fuck if you Cory Booker. They don't. Right. They may not know.
Or Republican Tim Scott, who himself has said he's been pulled over 18, 20 times as a black man in South Carolina. But you want to continue on. And we saw this happen. And ironically, something similar happened with a black politician in Chicago. Or, with Lori Lightfoot, the current mayor of Chicago. Lori Lightfoot, hopefully she won't be mayor for long. She has been a terrible mayor from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But Lori Lightfoot, unfortunately, a Chicago police officer was killed this week. This is after, I believe one of the Chicago police officers were either fired or suspended for actually shooting a black man who was running away from her. That was on videotape. But unfortunately, this other officer was killed, and Lori Lightfoot went to the hospital, and the Chicago police officers that were there turned their back on her. This is somebody who has not only not defunded the police, but this is somebody who took COVID money. This was one of the things that we found out, that she took a large chunk of money that was supposed to be COVID money and gave it to the police. So here's another black person. You think by doing this little song and dance and you doing your little viral moment, or you coming out and saying, we can't defund the police, we got to give more money to the police, and you think that's gonna make them your friend. They don't care about you or your community, so much so that when you walked in the hospital, they turned their back on you. They didn't even care. And so, like, why not? Like, the people elected you. I'm sure that it was black people that put Cory Booker in office, and there was black people that certainly put Lori Lightfoot in office. But it seems like a lot of times when these black people get in office, they don't, represent or ride for the people that put them in office, but they turn their back on us to play politics and play these games. You know what I'm saying? Comments on Lori Lightfoot, Miracle?
This is indicative of the fact that white supremacy will not protect you. And you can play fast and loose and footsie with white supremacy all you want, but it will never, ever accept you, protect you, and respect you, especially when you're a black queer woman at that. Now, what is funny about this is from the offset of her administration, all she has done is poured so much money into policing, has expanded policing, has militarized the police. People remember when Adam Toledo, the 13-year-old who was shot, what hasn't been talked about is he was shot because of a shot spotter, because of a multi-million-dollar technology that alerted police that was going on. The same technologies we've been finding out police have actually been manipulating and saying shots have been going off when they haven't. So all she has done is literally bend over backwards to appease the police officers, and the fact that they turned her back on her is like laughable. And it's just another sign that all these progressive mayors need to understand the police are not your friends. And in fact, the Chicago FOP was out here threatening the Black Lives Matter Chicago folks and talking about their thug lives matter. He's coming after them. So it just, again, it's exhausting. We know that every summer violence increases, crime increases every summer. So there is not this unprecedented crime wave that's going on. What is happening is people are playing with the statistics, because the statistics went down last year because everybody was in lockdown. And instead of comparing crime statistics 2017, 2018, which would show that we're still technically in a decline, they're comparing it to last year because they really want to just waste this money. And it's sad, but hopefully people are pushing back and fighting back, and we won't have these type of mayors, anymore. Between Lori and Cory, this is why I don't like to endorse people, because all politicians are trash and all politicians will disappoint you. And I say that with a love in my heart for so many local politicians and a couple of national politicians. Every politician is going to disappoint you. And if you believe in electoral politics, it's your duty to organize and to figure out what you're going to do when these politicians vote in ways that are against your interest, and how you're going to hold them accountable and how you're going to push for better legislation. Because Lori and Cory really are just, they ain't it right now.
Farouk, y'all got comments?
Man, fuck them niggas. I'm going to space.
You're not going to space. You're not colonizing space.
Listen.
Colonizer.
I'm not colonizing. I'm going to be with my people. Then the Martians, the Africans that came from the stars at the hotels we talked.
They don't want us because they would have came back and got us, and that's what we have to realize.
And I think, just like you said, the wild part in all of this is, that report came out. I think you mentioned it, Farouk, that said, like, I think 3 to 4 people are shot by the police every day. We saw, video. It was a video in Washington, D.C. If you wanted to cue that up, and we had to do a trigger warning, John, the police punching a subdued man. He was handcuffed already. We saw an NBA player who plays for the Pelicans get tased by the police. So it's like you see video after video after video after video. And it doesn't seem like they're, including, like you said, it was a video out of Chicago that showed an officer like shooting a man. Thankfully he lived, but shooting a man, and he was running away from her in the back. This comes on the heels of, like you said, young Adam as well. And so I think that that's the ridiculousness of it, is the idea that, like, we want, or we have to, somehow, like, I mean, we just had Donald Trump basically just talk, didn't no one come to Trump, you need to say it better. Trump build a wall, all the bullshit that he said. But then when we say, okay, this is what we want to do, all of a sudden, the focus is not on actually doing the programs that we want. The focus is on, well, y'all can say it better. Well, how about this? What? Well, go ahead.
Did he get back in the Oval Office yet?
No, man, I think it's 2 days. I want to say it's the 13th
is
the day.
13th, right?
Right. Yes, is the day. So it's just, and I think, we're also seeing a lot of, kind of these disparities in the criminal justice system as well. One of the things that happened this week was in Cleveland, Ohio. It was a situation where it was a black woman and a white woman in the same courthouse, Cuyahoga County in Ohio, and they were up for basically almost the same crime. You had a black woman who they both, I guess, had done some type of embezzling. And so the white woman embezzled, I want to say $250,000. The black woman embezzled or stole $40,000, but the white woman got probation. And the black woman who stole $40,000 went to jail. Comments on our criminal justice system at work?
It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, man.
It's white collar crime, man. White collar crime. White people can't.
Because it's white collar crime. It's black people can't do white collar crime.
Cannot. Look what happened. Look what happened with the police chief in Pittsburgh. He thought he could get away with white people's crimes. That shit didn't work for him. You know what I mean? Kwame Kilpatrick. Absolutely. White. Come on, man. You don't get to do them things there, bro. You don't get to do them things. But this is a very similar situation to where, wasn't in Ohio when they sentenced that black mom to jail for lying about the postal code her children went to, so they can go to a better school. Right. That was 100%. Also in Ohio, I believe. Right. So, no one's surprised. Yeah,
I don't even, just like you said, I don't think it's just Ohio, but just to put in perspective, the white woman committed more crimes over a longer period of time, stole 6 times more money, had 21 more charges, and was facing 60 years in prison, while the black woman's maximum prison sentence was 3 years. Yet the black woman received more prison time than even what the prosecutors had requested. So just to put that, so then when we say,
how long did she get?
Let me see.
Almost 2. I think she got like 18 months.
Right.
Damn.
So she went to prison. She didn't go. She went to prison.
Yeah, she ain't even going to jail. She going
the big house.
Big time. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I think just like you said, it's what we've been saying. I mean, like kind of like what Trouble said, is how it's designed to work. But a lot of times, it's this idea that like, you said it, Miracle, white supremacy won't save us. And it's this idea that like, if we take it to court or if we do things the right way, it don't work. You were going to say, Miracle? Tell us about this criminal justice system.
This is something that's going on because in last year also in like Lima, Ohio, there was this teenager. He was 18 years old. He got 28 years. His name was Juan Freeman, for a robbery when a similar occurrence had happened, and a older white person got like less than 3 years for a similar crime. So this is an ongoing topic of conversation when we're talking about the racial imbalance when it comes to crime and punishment, particularly when there's black people, because again, black people are not judged, and most likely to be judges or juries. And if you're in Pittsburgh, you're very least likely to even be a partner in a law firm. So the people who are making the laws, who are writing the laws, who are enforcing the laws are traditionally people who are not black, but people who have these anti-black biases, who feel that black people are dangerous, are larger than they are faster than they are meaner than they are. And so they believe in putting more sentencing, regardless. This is an older black woman, right? This is somebody's grandmother. And people literally felt like she should be in prison longer than what the prosecutor asked for, because of these racial imbalances and the racial biases. And so we know the law is racist. But hopefully, finally, people are starting to wake up and say, you know what? Enough is enough. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's the same court. It is the same court. The courthouses were like rooms were right next to each other, and there's no explanation, right? There's no way to say, oh, there was less victims, there was less harm, there was more mitigating factors, because all the mitigating factors go to the Black woman. She had a reduction of income. It was a crime of necessity. People vouched for her. She did not engage in deceptive practices. She scrounged up to repay money. She did not lie to the prosecutor. She did not try to weasel out of a deal. All this type of stuff, all the mitigating factors went to the Black woman, yet it's the white woman that gets to have the ability of a second chance, and that's the problem.
Right. And it's that idea that like we have to be punished. Like the idea that like we only learn as Black people from punishment. It goes back to slavery, right? So we have to be like, you know, some like physical punishment has to come upon us, so we'll like learn our lesson. And so, like you said, like this white woman, oh, we'll give her probation, but yet this Black woman, oh, she got to learn her lesson. Let's send her to prison. And that goes back to that privilege. It was I don't want to say a similar case, but it was a case in Michigan where, and this is the white supremacy won't save you Black people episode. I mean, it's so many examples of this, right? You had a case in Michigan where a dude was just trying to show a house. Here's a real estate agent. He's trying to show a house to his, you know, a Black dude that was interested in buying the house. They go up in the house to show the house, and somebody calls the police. And when the police show up, the police are not showing up to like inquire about what these Black people are doing. You know what I'm saying? And I say that to say, like, we've seen numerous videos of like white people who are literally like AK-47 up. And when the police come to them, they got a whole bunch of questions. Hey, what's going on, guys? They're ready to engage. They're ready. I mean, we seen a police officer that we played on this show have his gun point. Remember, he had his gun pointed at the officer and was allowed to drive away. But when there's some Black people, these police officers pointed guns at them, made them come out of the house via gunpoint, handcuffed them before even asking questions. And that's oftentimes how we have to deal with the police. I don't know if you have that video, John, because they actually talk about, they interview the real estate agent and they interview the guy buying the house. If you can play that and let's kind of hear what they have to say.
Future. It was a Sunday afternoon showing that started like any other. Realtor Eric Brown was taking his client through the home on Sharon Avenue in Wyoming when he noticed a growing police presence in the neighborhood.
You know we're going to notice some police.
Leave because they're maybe looking for...
why are these police outside?
And Roy's son...
this is in the actual state of Wyoming?
Said that there were a whole
no,
lot of police
it's Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And that's when Roy looked outside and noticed that there were officers there, and they were,
I guess there's a Wyoming, Michigan,
pointing guns towards the property.
Roy, the client, announced themselves to the officers. They say police then ordered them to exit the home in single file with their hands in the air. All three were put in handcuffs, including Roy's 15-year-old son.
They keep the guns drawn on us until all of us were in cuffs. So that was a little traumatizing, I guess. You know, under the current climate,
just a little bit.
You just really don't know what's going to happen.
It was only
we'd be so resilient having police pulling guns. Yeah, it's a little traumatizing. It's only the 17th time it's happened to me.
Yeah, it's just Tuesday.
At which point they were free to go.
That officer came back and apologized again, but at the same time, the damage is done.
Wyoming police say they were responding to a report of a break-in, and their actions followed protocol, telling us that same home was recently broken into, and the 911 caller indicated the person arrested had returned. Even with that in mind, Eric and Roy can't help but feel that race was at the heart of it.
I would be lying to you if I said, if I was just you and you, if you
that's right. Point. Call him out. Call him out, Roy.
And if she would have called, I don't believe that the officers would have reacted the same to you.
100%.
While the whole incident
100%.
only lasted a few moments, Eric says it's made a lasting impact.
Well, I feel pretty anxious about, you know, or nervous, or maybe even a little bit scared about what do I do to protect myself then if I'm going to show a home. Any authority,
you got to call the police. Like, you got to actually call the police.
Listen,
hey,
make an appointment.
Hey, police department, I'm going to be in your area showing home. I'm Black.
Yes.
And I just don't want you to roll up on me and actually like point your guns at me and possibly shoot me. I
when my brother had the candy paint car with the like 24 rims, we had to go to the police station and be like, this is us. Can y'all please stop following us home? Can we got the license, we got the insurance, we're not running drugs. Like some people have to do that just to live, and it's like ridiculous. And this is the idea that like those instances, how are those tracked, right? When we know about police shootings, people are arrested when it's criminals, whatever. But how do we track those calls when it's just like innocent Black folks? Because we're talking about bringing back stop and frisk. We're talking about bringing back all these policing. So how are we tracking these stops when the police are wrong? And what is the requirement for? Are they giving them mental health care? Like you pull a gun on me, I'm crying. Yeah, I got agoraphobia. Absolutely. I'm afraid. I need therapy. I need prayer. I need unemployment assistance. I'm gonna need a whole lot. So like, what is the thing? Because we can't defund them now, Corey.
Right.
So like, how are we engaging in the community? So that's the questions I would have.
That's a great point, because you had a 15-year-old child that was handcuffed and had guns pointed at him with the police. And it's like, now you going to play basketball with him and think it's all going to be okay? Nah, that child is now traumatized for the rest of his life because of his experience. And then it's like, just like you said, what is it? Oh, we're sorry about that. It's like, no, there should be more restitution when stuff like that happens. Farouk?
There's always a convenient excuse that crime had reportedly just happened at the location where they're policing. Like, we got calls that this house was broken into. No realtor is going to show you a house that was just recently broken into, you fucking idiot. Like, this is not how that works. So you're going to use that flaccid excuse to say, oh, yeah, niggas is showing houses, so we got to arrest them and try to scare them out the neighborhood. Like, it's the Blue Lives Matter version of the Homeowners Association of America. That's exactly what that shit is. And
100%.
That's all that shit is right there. And for this child who has just experienced this right before school started, they're probably trying to get him out of a neighborhood where there's police in his high school. So this is going to be the equation that he has with this. Is like, oh, listen, like it's not just that neighborhood, it's all neighborhoods. It's all areas that, and this is a message that everybody that's watching, is listening. These police aren't your friends, right? They're not here to serve and protect you. This is not how this works. You can't be Black. Wow. Like, our Black lives make such fantastic tales because resilience, survival, it's all the things of these harrowing novels that people love to read and everything about. Like, our lives is like Game of Thrones every day. Like, you get me? You know what I mean? Like, we could go at any time. And this is one of, like, imagine if that cop would have shot somebody over a house showing. What type of conversation we having then?
And then, bro, like the dude, I mean, he ain't sell that house. Like, I mean, this is his, like,
now you fucking up his commission.
You think he want to go back and show that house to anybody else?
No.
I mean, come on, man. Like this, and he's telling you, like, man, the next time I show a house, now you might have messed up this dude's whole career. He probably loved his job, loved showing houses, and now he's got to think twice about. So it's like, well, what can we do? You know what I'm saying? Can't drive, you saw the whole thing. Can't jog down the street. All of these things, being Black, like you said, it could become an action movie, could break out in your life at any minute. And that's the crazy part, of it. So I did want to transition into, brother, you have a baseball cap on to Toronto Blue Jays. And there was a situation that happened.
I have an affinity for baseball.
Right. There was a situation that happened in Major League Baseball where apparently a Black man was at the dish about to hit, and a white guy screamed out, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now, I guess this is one of those things where, like, we have to ask people what they hear, because initially, the Colorado Rockies issued a statement saying that they condemned that language. I don't know. I'm Black. I heard nigga. I heard clearly the word nigga, like clearly.
With conviction.
like he had a little cross, he had his gasoline, like he said it like that, like the spirit of his white ancestors that owned slaves like came into his body. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the level that he said it with. But apparently, the Colorado Rockies have a mascot named Dinger.
Most baseball fans don't know the names of their mascots. Like they you know what I mean? Like I know the Blue Jays name is Rocket, but I just learned that like 5 years ago, maybe.
Does the parrot have a name?
I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
The Philly Fanatic probably is maybe the only one, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, we'll play it for y'all, and I guess, but it's again like here's another black man. He's reached the pinnacle of the success in his field, and what's interesting is they did an interview with him, and he was kind of like, "Yo, I hear that all the time."
Yeah,
he was like, regular. Fans shout "nigga" to me all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like. Let's pull up the video.
It's not enough faking of hurts for me because you call me the N-word. I got hit by a ball. I done slid and pulled an Achilles trying to get into first base. Like, I don't understand what these players are doing because what you're not about to do is call me racial slurs when I'm trying to work. I think you're going to get the luxury of seeing me play and perform. No, ma'am, no, sir.
Absolutely. And I think like you just had a situation in baseball where like a fan threw a ball at a player and they like banned that fan for life. So it's like you should at this point be able to identify these fans. So like I said, supposedly
all the time. They do it in the NBA all the time.
Supposedly this fan was identified, but their white people, when I say I mean white people, are saying he didn't say nigger, he said nigga. So let's pull the video back up, John. You tell me what he said.
And again, it's 2-0. And this is
I didn't hear no D's.
Play it again, man. Play it again.
And again, it's 2-0. This is not to pick on.
The Rockies now say an alleged racial slur used by a fan during Sunday's 13-8 win over the Marlins.
All right, you can pause that. You can pause that because they're trying to say like. And what's interesting also, if you were watching the game, the announcers actually say, "Yo, we apologize. A fan just said a horrible word." So like the announcer,
everybody thought he said it. He up after the mound, deep breathing because he wanted to go punch that man in the face. Like no, that man said that word. We all know he said it. He over here hot and just like no. Why can't he said it and y'all do shit about it and you're not gonna do it? Like he said, Dinger. Well, change the goddamn name. Like what? Change the name.
As someone who played baseball, my whole life, like you hear that shit all the time, man. I've been called it at the plate by the catcher, like just.
And you should have whooped his ass and went home.
We definitely, we trust me.
JK, violence is not the answer. Violence solves nothing.
Sometimes
it depends on what the question is. I missed out on a few opportunities, but to me, this is for the greater good. You know what I mean? Like
The catcher, the one behind you, so when you sling the bat, it accidentally hit him. That what you talking about? That catcher?
Well, I seen a video where the dude like just dropped. Like I guess I don't know what happened. I guess the pitcher threw at him, and before he ran to the mound, he like back kicked the catcher in the face, and then ran to the mound.
Man, because the catcher's in on it. Like the catcher is the one that'll call the pitch.
The catcher would get a back hit. Definitely.
Yeah, man. But
so we're. Nigger is what he said. Like with the hard R, yes.
But racism is just as American as apple pie and baseball.
It did look like it didn't look like he was talking to the person at
we don't know if that was the actual person who even said it. You see what I'm saying? Like, because it's not like and I'm telling you, like I didn't see the dude's mouth move, but they were, it was like the narrative, like, oh, he said Dinger. I mean, Dinger, if the mascot's
completely different out loud.
If the mascot's name was Digger, maybe.
Right.
Dinger?
No. Not at all.
Because the man has an accent, so when he said it, the words just ran together.
Come on, man. And then he said nigger. Like, I heard it, you heard it, the announcers heard it. He said nigga. And
what I was upset about is like everybody had that look like, did he say that? And nobody said nothing. And I just want all of my allies to realize that was a moment where y'all should have got up there. Y'all up here fighting and doing and acting a fool every other game. That was when you should be like, excuse me. That's when you got your Karen on. You're carrying your your investigating skills. Like, what did you say? Like, what was it? That's what it was. Instead of just everybody was just like looking around.
Right.
It's like, oh my God. Like,
and it should be like, right, let's identify that person. Let's get them out of there. Let's take their tickets away. But it doesn't seem to be anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
This is a pirate mascot. This is called Pirate.
Yeah, it's just the pirate parrot. You know what I'm saying? I guess parrot, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'd be damned. I mean, I do think like you said, like white allies, like that's when handle your people. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your people. You know what I mean? Did y'all want to? I mean, there's a couple more. It's a lot of white supremacy left. Or did y'all want to get to the black excellence and then because we're coming on 7 o'clock?
We need to talk about some black excellence, bro. We need to shed light on black people doing amazing black shit.
Yes. So our black excellence, and we're going to try to bring you black excellence every week. Our black excellence is to the historically black colleges and universities, which if you've been watching, a lot of the historically black colleges and universities are actually canceling payments of student debt payments for millions of people. And this is part of this rescue plan where historically black universities receive $5 billion for this emergency relief fund. So a lot of colleges are saying instead of, black colleges, historically black colleges are telling students instead of saying,
Whoa, what happened?
I think you muted yourself by accident.
We got hacked.
Can y'all hear me now?
We can now.
There we go.
Okay. I don't know what happened. But yeah, so shout out
white
to
supremacy.
As soon as we get on Black Excellent, all of a sudden the mic cuts off, right? As soon as we try to give the historically black colleges some props. So shout out to all the historically black colleges that are canceling student debt, that are putting, their students on the path to, financial success. I mean, I come from, I don't think college, you should have to pay for college. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't think college should be some type of business that puts you 50, 60, 100, $200,000 in debt. Unfortunately, that's what we have right now. So shout out to these historically black colleges that don't have the $1 billion what are they called? The colleges have their
endowments.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm looking at y'all PWIs. When you gonna cancel some debt? You know what I'm saying? Start with black folks and black students when you do. I mean, anything else? Any other black excellence y'all want to bring up?
We do have black excellence in the form of our white pages today.
Oh, we do, man. Tell us about that.
Not only do we have black excellence in the form of our white pages, we have royal black excellence in the form of our white pages from the co-founder of Young Black Motivated Kings and Queens. We have Do It For You.
Do It For You.
Turn Your Pain into Purpose by Khalil G. Darden Jr., who is a member of One Hood, published his first book at the age of, I don't know how old. I know he's young. He's a lot younger than me. He was actually mistaken for my son once, and I thought that was extremely hilarious. Made me feel very old. No, I'm not lying. Can't make this up. Serious. Someone thought he was my son. I was like, I don't know. But he publishes his first book. And I think there needs to be a lot said about this because we constantly tell Black youth what they can't do or what they should do and never applaud them for what they do. And
hey, it's the shit, bro. Will's the shit.
This is why we can never do anything.
Anyway, is there
pause.
A link? is there a link that we can buy the book, or where can we get this book online? Is there like can we go to ybmkq.org to get it?
Khalil's gonna fight y'all. Khalil's gonna call y'all after this show, and he's going to run the fade on y'all for messing up his book. But I do believe you go to Young Black Motivated Kings and Queens website. I do believe you can get the book from there.
So I think that's
self-published.
ybmkq.org. And this is the second book. You know, YBMKQ did Younger Black Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? That was a book that they did previously. So look, boom, there's the chat. Click on the chat. Support Khalil. Most people know Khalil and Tamia and the great work they do in our community. So support this brother's new book. You know, particularly if you're one of them people that all y'all young black people need to pull your pants up, blah, blah, blah. Here's a young brother that's doing positive things in the community, put money back into people's pockets in the community. YBMKQ just did a successful summer camp for a lot of students. They got a mentor
scholarship, scholarship program.
They got a mentor program coming up. So look, you know, you support the young people that you see doing the work that you want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Khalil. Appreciate you, brother. And then our call to action is
take a bath. Wash your ass.
You know what?
We have another call to action though, don't we, Mary?
We have a few. We have a few. You know, yes. Congratulations, my Emmy nominated friends. Congratulations.
Yes.
If y'all wanna, you know,
and also,
that was
that's Black excellence. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? This is my very first Emmy nomination.
Yes.
So I didn't expect it to happen so early.
Yes. So for those that don't know, like and you should have watched it. You know, Shaheem did a poem, Trouble did a poem, Don't Clip Our Tails, specifically around the protests. And Public Source did an amazing video with it. That was nominated for Emmy, as well as 2 One Hood productions that were directed by our brother Ime Alaquiva. One was Antoine's birthday celebration, the second birthday celebration. And the second one was when we went to Louisville to support the family.
I still haven't seen.
When we went to Louisville, well, the Emmys have seen it, bro. So don't worry about that, bro. The Emmys saw it, okay? You in it, the Emmys saw it. And that was nominated as well. So shout out to Ime and your mom's house, you know, who's been a tremendous partner to One Hood. And we're looking to do more great things. We got some great things coming. And, you know, speaking of that miracle, we're also nominated for 2 Best of Pittsburgh City Paper nominations. So we have the nomination for Best Facebook Page, if you're watching Facebook, boom. And then we have a nomination for Best POC Business. And so if you, people of color, bro. We out here, bro. We out here.
I hate that term.
Well, what? Never mind.
He was about to say something. That's what people call you, Farouk, because they're not sure what you are. They're not sure if you're black or not. They just call you POC. That's a catch-all, brother. That's for us ambiguous niggas.
Shots fired.
That's for us ambiguous niggas, brother.
Man.
I know he's a person of color, but I'm not sure.
How do I racially abuse this person in front of me?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. So shout out to that. And then Friday, did you want to talk about the concert, Miracle?
Yes. Friday, I will be in the Philadelphia area because we're supporting some people, the Working Families Party, and some other organizations with our C4. But there's also a free concert. We're going to put it in the chat. If you go online, you text live to 30403. You can join you gotta wear your mask and stuff. Sweetie will be there. Neo will be there. Snow the Product will be there. Different people will be there. And you'll be able to hear some music, talk about why we need to engage in electoral politics, it's something you believe in, see some organizers. So if you're in the Philly area, on Friday, pop in. I know that's right, as the Sweetie says.
Yes.
Come through, turn up.
Yep, Sweetie and got a McDonald's Happy Meal now. So shout out to Sweetie and McDonald's.
Like that shit look. I seen that. That shit look wild.
The McDonald's.
But you know
meal.
what? I really wish we could work with a healthy type McDonald's and Burger King, and you know, I see
one that is black owned as well.
I see that, you know, they have the Beyond Meat vegan pizza coming.
Who does?
I think it's like Pizza Hut. I wish we could do something with that fast food, less processed. Also,
I know, Ray Allen has one. Ray Allen has a chain in Miami. It's like all vegan. It's like vegan and I think it's raw fast food.
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe he can get one in Pittsburgh.
Like 7 of them or something like that. Yeah.
We should call him. I don't know him, but someone should call him.
Did you want to show your face today?
Is that
oh yeah, we got
our birthday king.
We got.
I mean, he can't hear you because I got our thing on. This is this young man's birthday. Come here. It's his birthday. He's 10.
Happy birthday!
Everybody saying happy birthday.
Eid Milad, Eid Milad.
Why are you doing that? So we about to open gifts and all of that good stuff. So hip hop's birthday is today and Nabs' birthday today. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. Got you. Okay, we'll do that. Anything else? Are we done?
Yeah, I am.
Until tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And we'll see y'all next week.
Thank y'all.
Maybe, hopefully.
Slave souls haunt the halls when the light is out. They suck the blood of the poor and they wipe their mouth. The last gas of a world that is dying out. Welcome to the Whitest House, where every room is a tomb that they lie about. Where you can put your filthy feet on the finest couch, and for the right amount, you can even